There is major news in the manager hunt, with a new name making waves and setting a very strong tone amid the links to Celtic. We have also got a big message from the Celtic captain ahead of Sunday's Scottish Cup semi-final, and a brilliant story about the goalkeeper who has quietly become one of the most important players at the club. A lot to get into today. Let's go. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Villami Sinisalo has been one of the quiet success stories of Celtic's season, and in a recent interview, he has opened up about the journey it took to get here, and the World Cup winners who helped shape him into the goalkeeper he is becoming. The Finnish stopper arrived at Celtic from Aston Villa in July 2024, but the path to the first team was never straightforward. Multiple managerial changes disrupted plans that had been made for him to play more regularly, and he spent much of his time waiting and watching rather than playing. But that time was not wasted. During his years at Villa, Sinisalo trained daily alongside some of the best goalkeepers in the world. Emiliano Martinez, the Argentina World Cup winner, and Pepe Reina, who won the World Cup with Spain, were both part of his environment. So too was Tom Heaton. For a young keeper still developing, that kind of access is priceless. He told the Celtic Way, "I've been really lucky. The goalies that I've been lucky enough to work with from my Villa days, and even for Finland, coming here with Kasper, I've been really lucky. I'm just trying to take bits from everyone and mould into a goalkeeper that I want to be one day. Martinez, he's one of the better keepers in the world for me. You learn a lot about the sheer presence that the man has and the aura that he carries around him. He's a very confident man, which is something that you definitely need. You try and take bits from everyone. Tom Heaton, Pepe Reina, there's no set mould for a goalie. I've been really lucky to work with these guys." Since stepping in for the injured Kasper Schmeichel, Sinisalo has looked exactly like a goalkeeper who absorbed every bit of that elite environment. Steady, composed, no drama. 3 clean sheets and a growing presence behind a back four that has not always been rock solid this season. He kept things tight in the goalless draw at Ibrox in the Scottish Cup quarter-final, and he was solid again in the win at Dens Park. The position looks settled. That matters enormously going into a Scottish Cup semi-final on Sunday. Now for the main story, as the Celtic manager links have taken a very interesting turn, with a new name firmly in the conversation and sending a clear signal about where his head is at. Robbie Keane has emerged as a genuine candidate for the Celtic job. He is currently managing Ferencváros in Hungary, where he won the league title in his first season in charge, and his side are currently pushing hard to retain it. He had his side come from behind to beat Puskás FC Academy 2-1 on Tuesday night to move back to the top of the Hungarian top flight. Importantly, Martin O'Neill, who knows Keane better than most from their years together with the Republic of Ireland national team, has publicly backed him for the role. That endorsement carries real weight in any conversation Celtic are having internally. After his win on Tuesday, Keane spoke to the media, and his focus was entirely on the job in front of him. He said, "The boys showed real character to turn the tables with 2 quick goals. I think at this level of the league there are ups and downs, but the most important thing is to win today. Everything in football depends on mentality." There was nothing about Celtic, nothing about what comes next. He is completely locked into Ferencváros right now, pushing his side over the line in their own title race. That professional focus, that mentality, is exactly the kind of thing Celtic need in a manager heading into a major rebuild. The name is out there, the links are growing, and O'Neill's backing adds serious credibility. Celtic need a decision soon. The summer window will be here before they know it, and whoever takes the job permanently needs time to plan, recruit, and hit the ground running. Keane is a name worth watching very closely. In other news, Villami Sinisalo has spoken candidly about how his original plans at Celtic were completely derailed, and how he had to dig deep to stay ready through a very difficult period of waiting. When Sinisalo signed from Aston Villa, there was a genuine plan in place for him to get more game time in his second season. Things started well enough in the League Cup at the start of the campaign, but then the managerial changes came, and with each new manager came a different set of priorities and selection decisions. He told the Celtic Way, "Obviously we've had different managers during the season, so it's very difficult. There was probably a plan of playing more than last season, there definitely was, which started all right in the League Cup. Then obviously things happen and plans change, which is completely understandable. As a young keeper, you're a little bit unfortunate at that time, maybe, but I've just tried to keep my head down, and I've always known the opportunity would come eventually. I've just tried to genuinely work as hard as I can to be ready for that opportunity, because you only get one career at it and one shot at it. So there's no point wasting a day, which I haven't done and will never do. That mindset is rare. A lot of young players in his situation would have pushed for a loan move or let frustration show. Sinisalo did neither. He stayed, kept working, and waited. Now he has 13 appearances this season, a clean sheet record that any keeper would be proud of, and the full backing of the dressing room and supporters heading into the biggest games of the campaign. In other news, Villami Sinisalo has delivered a powerful message ahead of the Scottish Cup semi-final, saying he thrives on pressure and that he genuinely loves being involved in the biggest moments. Since stepping into the Celtic #1 jersey, Sinisalo has delivered when it has mattered most. The goalless draw at Ibrox in the quarter-final was as pressure-filled as it gets. A single mistake at that ground in that competition would have been brutal. He did not make one. He came off his line when needed, organised his defenders, and kept a clean sheet over 120 minutes without Celtic even registering a shot on target at the other end. He told the Celtic way, "I would like to say I want to thrive on that. Pressure is a privilege, as the saying goes. Every footballer wants to be involved in games with big pressure, and we've surely got many of them coming up and already have done. To be honest, when you're in the game, you don't really think about it. It's stuff that you've done for a while, and you've done it since you were a kid. That's always been the approach I've taken. It's something I've enjoyed since I was 6. I do genuinely love what I do for work. I love coming in every day, and obviously I love winning." That is exactly the kind of character you want in goal for a Scottish Cup semi-final. Lastly, Celtic captain Callum McGregor has sent a message ahead of Sunday's Scottish Cup semi-final at Hampton, and he's been completely honest about the fact that the Hoops owe a performance after recent painful experiences at the National Stadium. The record is there for everyone to see. Celtic's last 2 visits to Hampton for finals have both ended in defeat. Last season, Aberdeen knocked them out on penalties in the Scottish Cup final and denied Brendan Rodgers a treble. Then earlier this campaign, St Mirren hammered Celtic 3-1 in the League Cup final under Wilfred Nancy. 2 finals, 2 losses, both against sides Celtic would have been expected to beat. Sunday is a chance to start putting that right. And McGregor, who is playing through injury, made it clear to Celtic TV that the squad know exactly what is expected. He said, "Anytime you have a low point or you miss out on a trophy, you think back to it. The League Cup is fresh in everybody's mind. So when you arrive in these big days, it's about coming off the pitch with no regret and knowing you gave everything to get a result." That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.